Yes. Welcome to the real interest, the interest of all interest. That's why they're all interested now. See, the point is this, I'm going to be honest with you. You can never really tell somebody how to gain interest, meaning by the moves they make. Just like you can't tell nobody how to behave and things like that. But, you can give tips and pointers, And this is the tips and pointers. See, real interest just goes on. You will always have it, and people will always be too interested and more interested. And see, the point is this. Once that interest comes, you'll realize why people were acting how they were acting from the get-go. Why everybody want to have your interest. Everybody, just a quarter or a tenth of what you say, people want to agree with. Just to be that interested, and that's just realistically. See, this is the point, but they can't, most can't, they won't ever understand this type of interest because it's just a real type of interest. And it's a hidden interest, and a lot of people hide behind it. Yeah, like a lot of people hide behind that. And when I say hide, they have this interest also, meaning they have this interest in individuals like myself, and they hide. So see, a person that hides can always put themselves in the mix. But see, this is the point. Remember, the person with the interest already knows. The person with the interest already knows how much interest they have and how much interest they spend and extend and things like that. That person already knows because it's too much. So you already know when you spark interest, if it's online, if it's offline, if it's here, if it's there, if it's you already know who you are, you already know what you do, you already know what they expect. And this type of interest is it's a super interest because it's not, the average Joe just don't know what you're talking about. They have no idea. See, were you talking, right, like they say, were you talking on a scale of 1 to 10, their interest and everything else stops at 4. And that's just realistically. So when I say stop at 4, that means by the time your interest get to 6, it's like you've already passed 10. And remember, so you've already passed 10. And remember, I said on a scale of 1 to 10. And see, that's reality. See, that type of stuff, like I tell people, it's like this, And we know the real logic of it. Of course, we all have to follow our Creator. We all have to take up the cross of Christ. Course number 1. Get out here with your dominion. See, for every interest you have, for every interest, to every faith, to every belief, to every factor, that's interest. It causes the interest of someone else. Regardless, it causes interest. That's the point. See, so that's what I mean by the super interest, meaning your interest itself is so deep. It's so amazing, right? I'm gonna say it. It's just so everything that's beautiful. That people are interested in, people are just the interest of others, like they say, is just so interested in your everything. They're interested in your whole being. They're so interested in you that they will ignore your Creator just because the interest that's in you. And believe you me. Just as it said. See, that's allowed by the Most High God. It's not allowed for them to worship you, but it's allowed for you to know what kind of interest you have. Not to let it get to your head, take it over, make you think you're God, but just so you can know what kind of interest that you actually have, and then so you can realize the interest the individuals that are so interested don't have. See, that's the point. So that's where you can walk in the dominion because you see what's going on, right? See, well, you can see what the stuff I just said, how people can forget about God, and right, and seriously, with no explanations, with this and that, and trying to go everywhere with it, and they do it. That's called interest. See, when I speak, it's always on the money, all the time. And see, the reason why I can speak this, like I said, because this is my brand, this is my business, this is what I do. I don't need an outside or inside to talk about, nobody's perfect. I didn't say nothing damn thing about being perfect. I know the business and the brand and the words that come out of my mouth are definitely perfect because it's spot on, it's always on the money, and those that show interest always do just as I said, without me telling them to do it. See, that's the point. That's what interest is. Interest is something that's natural that you get. Like in a bank, when you get that money, you get natural interest based off of your credit. So see, that's the thing out here. So see, my credit out here is so good. The interest is so deep that the stuff I say, right, you understand, I don't have you repeating it, him repeating it, her repeating it, the church repeating it. And this is the point. The thing is though, they don't get the credit and they don't get the interest. Because see, the real ones with the interest, we always keep the interest. See, that's the insurance that we have in ourselves. We always keep our own interest. You could never take the interest no matter what you do, no matter what you make, or no matter what you say. Because you can never be what you're not. That's the point. So is it the interest that we have for us to speak on? It's for us to speak about all the time. Because it's the interest we know that we have, an interest that nobody ever could take. So yes, of course, you put God first. And then, you walk in your dominion every day. Because as I said, from praying to your behavior, see, that's on you. I can't tell you what to do. And I'm not here to tell you what to do. God didn't tell me to tell you what to do. God told me only, like always, to tell people to follow him with heart, mind, soul, and strength, meaning to love him and to follow him and just to do as he says. But the millions, as men and women out here, I'm like, see, to get this kind of interest, I can never tell you how to get it. Right, see, I had to mow down the competition, and how did I do it? Well, my interests know how I did it, and those that are interested, they know how it was done. And you see, this is the point. Remember, the interest never goes anywhere because interest never dies out. So I'm always good money, and you will always be good money too, if you understand what this means. But see, remember, always stay on your own interest, because remember, when you have this type of interest, is super enough. There is no need for a join up or for a team, anything like that. Affiliations or whatever,